Hey folks, welcome back to the shop. Frank here, working on the Cub Cadet 4x4 articulating tractor. Just to give you a little recap for those of you that haven't been able to keep up. Spent several months working on this tractor, operated it outside a couple times a few weeks ago, discovered some issues with it, brought it back in the shop, split it, replaced the drive shaft, modified the speed control system for the two hydrostatic transmissions. And so now I'm ready to jack it up here, run it in the shop, synchronize the controls on the two hydrostatic transmissions so that both front and rear axles are synchronized. And then with any luck, well, we'll get the seat back on, and then with any luck, we'll take it outside and give it a test run. So a little disappointed that I had to take a couple weeks to make the modifications. As I mentioned last time, the primary issue was the CV joint not capable of handling this application due to the high speed operation of the drive shaft, 3,600 RPM. So the CV joint just threw its boot, vibrated, out of balance, so it just and it destroyed a bearing in the process. And then because I had the whole thing apart, decided to go ahead and upgrade the speed control, which needed to be done. So we're at the point now where I think I've got a working tractor. We're going to test it here in the shop and then take it outside. Let's get going on that. All right, I just jacked up the tractor, a couple jack stands under the rear axle, so it's up in the air. All right, so that's pretty well synchronized, but I don't have as much rear speed as I was expecting. So let me adjust that. All right, so there's, multiple things that you wind up adjusting. The length of this travel of this arm, or not the length of travel, the length of this segment, the position here, the length here, the length of this arm, and then the neutral adjust, which you just saw me adjust on this back hydro. So there's, all those things need to be balanced so that you have full travel, forward and reverse, and and then on both transmissions move the same amount. Swash plates move the same amount. Pretty close. I still have. Come here, Brew Brew. So what do you think, huh? What do you think? What do you think, huh? Sit. Sit. What are you thinking, huh? You think it's a noisy thing? You think it's a noisy thing? Huh? Give me that paw. Give me that paw. Rawr, rawr, rawr. Good paw. Yeah. Where's Butchie? Butchie, you in here? Now, of course, this seat can slide forward on this platform, so I just haven't adjusted it final position yet. So it'll slide forward like 5 inches. So, okay. All right, folks, that wraps up this episode. Short this week, but did accomplish the changes I was working on to improve the tractor operation. So replacing the drive line, remove the centrifugal clutch, remove the CV joint, universal joint, worked great. Had no issues, no vibration in the drive line anymore. All that noise we were hearing in the first couple attempts to drive the tractor were due to the CV joint making noise, so that's resolved. The cam plates made a huge difference on the speed control, much more finesse on the speed forward and reverse. So I think that issue is also resolved. Those were significant accomplishments, so I feel really good about where the tractor is now. So we have a platform that we can build on, add the dump bed, other attachments perhaps, so we'll move forward with that stuff. I did discover that I'm in over my head operating the drone while trying to drive that thing. It takes two hands to drive it, really, so I only wrecked the drone twice, I think. Anyway, on the drone, someone made a comment, this was a couple months ago, a previous video that had some drone footage, commenting that, they hoped I had my FAA license, because you need an FAA license, Part 107 license, in order to publish drone footage on YouTube. So, the guy was, I don't know, I think he was accusing me of not having my drone FAA Part 107 license. So just in case he's still watching or anybody else cares about that, I do have my remote operator's license for using drone footage on in any kind of non-personal application. So why anybody would care, why anybody watching these YouTube videos would care about that, I don't know. But I guess it is the law, so need to watch out for that. That's it for this week. We'll come back next week working on the dump bed. Now, I am open to suggestions on the design of the dump bed. Send me, if you've got a comment, post a comment with a link to a picture, for example, of what you think the dump bed should look like, or to a dump truck that has a bed that you think would be cool. I'm thinking replica of a real bed, and there's a lot of different designs out there, so curious what you guys think would look right or look best. So post that up and I'll look at the comments, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.